Last year, more than 70 people died while crossing the street in Nevada. Don't become part of the procession. Make smart choices when you're walking and cross the road safely.
Are you studying tonight? We can meet up and study together.
Just text me after.
Okay. No!
There is no text, tweet, or call that's worth a life.
One pedestrian death is one too many.
Look up.
And look out for each other.
Please.
Mayor Martini?
Here.
Council members Ratty?
Here.
Lawson?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Bybee?
Here.
Schmidt?
Here.
City Attorney Adams? Absent. And City Manager Driscoll?
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, next is the invocation speaker, my good friend, Pastor Barbara West, Sparks Church of the Nazarene. Welcome, Barb.
Thank
Always
you,
a pleasure
Gino.
to see you here.
Thank you, and you too. Would you bow your heads with me for prayer? Our Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this fine gathering today in Sparks, Nevada. Thank you, Lord, for blessing these United States of America and for our city as well. And we pray that today you would give guidance to these fine council members under the direction and leadership of Mayor Martini. And we thank you for all that are here in attendance to join in this meeting. Give them wisdom, we ask. And Lord, would you please keep safe our children in school, our police officers, our first responders, our firefighters, and just help us in our daily walk. And we ask you to bless this city once again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thanks, Barb, for those kind words. Appreciate it. Mr. Schmidt, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Yes, sir. Your Honor. Please join me to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Barb. Okay, next is public comment. If you want to speak under public comment, please fill out one of these cards, and we'll get you up to talk for 3 minutes. First, I have Karen Jacobs. Is Karen here? Come on up, Karen. Have you done this before?
Yes, sir. I was here on the 24th of
Okay.
last month.
Just give us your name, and you have 3 minutes, and then I'll pass out these that you brought for us. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
For the record, my name is Karen Jacobs.
I am a retired law enforcement officer. My corporation is Tactical Team for the Protection of Animals, All Animals, TTPA. I am the director. Mayor Martini, members of the council, so nice to see you again. I am here today because I am working with Washoe County School District officials to bring a program to the students K through 12, a program called Animal Cruelty Prevention. This curriculum is costly, and we are hiring teachers to write this. This program, we think, will be in all of Washoe County schools August of 2016. I am seeking a donation from each of you from your discretionary fund, please, to help with the cost of this curriculum and the database registry. In my personal letter to each of you, I have explained all matters of this. I have also developed a database registry so that criminals cannot get animals again that they might abuse. This will apply to all criminals who have been arrested and convicted in a court of law of animal cruelty. I am part of Senator Mark Menando's team at the Carson City Legislature, and we will write a bill for this in the 2017 session. I also write animal protection bills. I thank each and every one of you for allowing me to come to your council chambers and to speak to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Go ahead, Ron.
Just got a couple of things I would like to go ahead and point on out. I'm just kind of reading and taking your testimony there. City of Sparks is different than Washoe County and the City of Reno, in which we don't have discretionary funds by council person. We've done away with that years and years ago. We have no discretionary funds that we can spend individually as a council, whether it's in a district or anything else like that. So those funds aren't available. If you're looking for funds from the City of Sparks, I believe we have once a year, and I believe it's in January, February, that nonprofits are allowed to come in and ask for money before the budget cycle starts coming on up in July. So if the city manager or city clerk can get any information to you on how to apply for those funds. So there's an actual formal process we use for it.
Okay. I will get with Mr. Driscoll,
all right,
and he can give me the information on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time on this anyway.
Thank you.
Next, I have Gail Smith. Come on up, Gail.
Thank you. I currently live in the Country Ridge subdivision, and we have a gentleman that moved into the neighborhood that has parked his 45-foot motorhome there for over 3 months now. I called code enforcement, and I was informed over the phone that as long as he moved it a foot every 48 hours, there was not much they could do, but then to call Sparks Police. I called the Sparks Police. The first officer came out, and the motorhome disappeared for a couple days. The second time I called the Sparks Police officer came to my house and said, well, what is wrong with the motorhome? And I said, well, how would you like that in front of your house? And he said, well, as long as he has plates on it, he can legally do that. So I looked up a Sparks Code of Ordinance that basically is stating that it is illegal. It's over 25 foot. It's not even in front of his house. So what I'm asking the Sparks Council is this law in effect, or who can make him move his motorhome?
Okay. Our city manager is writing feverishly, so we will look into it. And do me a favor, would you, if you get a code enforcement officer that comes out and tells you that he can move that a foot and a foot back, please call me, would you?
Okay.
You know, I just don't think that's the right way to take care of problems. Nothing good happens come of that. I'm sorry, whoever our code officer is, whoever takes care of them. Please tell them that's not the way we take care of things in the city of Sparks. So I apologize for that.
That's right. So is this law in effect and it's illegal what he's doing?
Yeah. He will, the city manager will look it up, and someone will get back to you to explain how it's supposed to work.
Okay. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you.
Ron. Oh, go ahead. Ron Smith, go ahead.
Oh, I was just, Gail, do you have an HOA over at Country Ridge? I don't think you do, do you?
No, we don't.
Okay.
You know, but this is the entrance to a park too, so.
Sure, I know exactly where you're at. Yeah.
I have pictures.
I've seen them.
Have pictures.
Thank you.
Film at 11.
Yep.
Charlene?
Also, this motorhome, from my understanding, is on the side street, which is a public roadway, which we're not allowed to park a 45-foot motorhome on a public right-of-way, not even in front of the house. And my understanding on the new codes, that we just changed all our city new zoning codes, I understood that all recreational vehicles had to be behind a fence or on a side yard unless they were loading and unloading. No?
Don't think so. I think the 24-hour deal or 48, whatever it is, still applies.
So the 48 hours is it, and then it has to be put into storage or moved somewhere else?
Yeah, but moving it 2 inches one way or another doesn't.
Julia's shaking her head.
I don't think that speaks to the state of the law, whatever it is.
My
Go ahead,
recollection
Julia.
is you're able to have 2 recreational vehicles in the front yard and not in the paved or appropriate surface area of the front of the house on your private property. So we're talking about something different than what in this situation, it's a public street, so that's a different law, but the code enforcement that you, or the codes that you're referencing, I believe where we landed was 2 recreational vehicles could be in front of the fence on an appropriately surfaced area. And please, staff, correct me if I am mistaken.
So, Gail, we will get back to you with an answer, and again, if there's another problem such as that, please call me. Thanks. Okay, anybody else for public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Approval of the agenda. Anybody want to take anything out of order? If not, looking for a motion. Mr. Lawson.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Mr. Schmidt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Lawson, seconded by Mr. Schmidt, to approve the agenda as outlined by staff. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Next is minutes, consideration, and possible approval of the minutes of the regular Sparks City Council meeting of August 24, 2015. Any omissions, deletions, or corrections? Okay, seeing none, looking for a motion. Ms. Bybee.
I move to approve the minutes as submitted for August 24, 2015.
Mr. Smith, I think it was.
Yeah. Second.
Motion by Ms. Bybee, second Mr. Smith, to approve the agenda, or approve the minutes of August 24, 2015. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Oops, I'm sorry. Did you have something else? Okay, never mind.
No.
Please vote. Passes unanimously. Okay. Whoever's in back on the display panel, please don't move the name off of my screen until I call them and let them talk, please. Can't keep up that. I'm not that smart to keep up and remember how many people want to speak. So leave it up till they actually come on the microphone. Thank you. Announcements, presentations, recognition items, and items of special interest. Presentation, Employee Recognition Awards, Teresa Parkhurst, Fred Olson, and Jasmine Lozano. Who's doing this one?
I have these.
Oh, this is, okay.
I have these,
all right.
You have this, the mayor runs.
It's okay. Okay, these are recognition items, and I think Miss May Herbert brought these forward for special recognition of people who were very instrumental in helping her with some of the problems she had, I believe. So I will go ahead and read the ones from the city of Sparks. And then Charlene, who was also instrumental in bringing these forward, will read the ones from our congressional people. So first of all, we have Jasmine Lozano. And if you want to come up, Jasmine, please. In recognition of your excellent work ethic as a customer service specialist with the City of Sparks, the City of Sparks thanks you for your dedication and service to our community. Signed, Gino Martini. Thank you. So go ahead now and give them all to her.
We'll give them all to her.
Yeah. You got more coming, dear. Stand up.
This is a certificate of senatorial recognition presented to Jasmine Lozano in honor and recognition of your outstanding work as the customer service specialist for the City of Sparks. Best wishes in all of your future endeavors. Signed, Dean Heller, United States Senator. And a final congressional recognition awarded to Jasmine Lozano in recognition of your dedication and work ethic as a customer service specialist for the City of Sparks. Thanks for all you do for the citizens of Northern Nevada. Signed by Mark Amadei, Member of Congress.
There you go. The strings.
Well, thank you very much for this recognition, Mayor Martini. And all I can say is I'm thankful for God for giving me this opportunity to work for the City of Sparks, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay, Teresa, you're next. Don't be shy. I know you're not. Okay, to Teresa Parkhurst, in recognition of your excellent work and ethic as a senior permit technician with the City of Sparks. The City of Sparks thanks you for your dedication and service to our community. Thank you.
This is a certificate of senatorial recognition presented to Teresa Parkhurst in honor and recognition of your outstanding work as a senior permit technician for the City of Sparks. Best wishes in all of your future endeavors. Signed, Dean Heller, United States Senator. And a congressional recognition awarded to Teresa Parkhurst in recognition of your dedication and work ethic as a senior permit technician for the City of Sparks. Thank you for all you do for the citizens of Northern Nevada. Signed, Mark Amadei, Member of Congress.
Get these things all messed up now. Hope you get the right one, Teresa. For years.
And I do just want to say thank you. Thank you to May for initiating this, and to all of you for recognizing all of us over there. I do appreciate it and enjoy my work here. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we also had one for Fred Olson, but he couldn't be here today, so we'll congratulate him too. Thank you, Fred. Okay, moving on to 7.2 proclamation, Care Chest of Sierra Nevada. Is there someone here to accept this? Come on down, ladies. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Are you with the group too?
That's okay.
You're going to talk too, pal. Don't think you're getting out of it. Okay, City of Sparks proclamation. Whereas Care Chest of Sierra Nevada has served more than 120,000 northern Nevadans with life-changing access to critical medical resource since being founded in 1990. And whereas Care Chest is a nonprofit organization committed to providing free equipment and services that targets gaps in our community among the most vulnerable, at-risk populations, low-income, uninsured, and underinsured people. And whereas Care Chest provide items like medical equipment, diabetes testing supplies, medical nutrition products, and services such as prescription assistance, wellness education classes, and assistive technology for independent living to those who would go without these critical items without us. And whereas quality of life for the approximately 8,000 people Care Chest serves annually greatly improves by accessing our facilities. And whereas Care Chest is a multi-service nonprofit agency recognized by area hospitals, clinics, and social service agencies as a vital medical resource for our community members who are most at risk. And whereas in 2015, Care Chest celebrates its silver anniversary for 25 years of continuous service in Reno, Nevada. Now, therefore, I, Gino R. Martini, Mayor of the City of Sparks, Nevada, do hereby proclaim September 24th, 2015 as Care Chest of Sierra Nevada Day. Thank you.
Nice. Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you so much for making time on your agenda for the proclamation. We're really proud to be here. We got to do photo too, right? It seems not that long ago. I was in these chambers with Julia Ratty many years ago wondering if our agency would continue to provide services, and we have. 25 years later, we're helping more than 8,000 people with 6 different programs, always looking for gaps that we might be able to fill. It's only possible because of people like you and businesses and local foundations that support these services. So I would just say that even if you have health insurance, there are a lot of items that are not covered by health insurance, which is where Care Chest comes in to fill those gaps. So our thank you. We're very appreciative of the City of Sparks residents and the council members. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, dear. Don't shake your head.
Come on. Jump in.
Just give your name for the record.
My name is Mackenzie Lay. I am the project coordinator at Care Chest of Sierra Nevada, where I coordinate wellness classes for our clients. I've been there for 5 months now, and every minute I've been there, I felt like I was doing great work and helping the citizens of Northern Nevada. And I'm so proud to be there, and I'm so proud to be celebrating our 25th year.
Patty, have you got a camera? Okay, good. And you feel like you're doing good work here because you are doing good work. I appreciate it, believe me. Thorn between two roses.
Mayor, may I make a comment?
Of course you may.
I have known Patty for a ridiculously long time working in Health and Human Services, and that organization has been putting up a good fight for a long time. I wanted to say, I've known about these services and I've known how important they were, but it was a little over a year ago when a good friend had a traumatic stroke incident. And this is a friend that is a family with a teacher and a grocery clerk, and a young man had health insurance and couldn't make it and it was equipment. It was, things that meant whether or not she was going to be able to stay at home or be spending the rest of her life potentially in a facility. And so you know it, right? You know it intellectually, but until you have it, that impacts someone so close to you, you don't really know it. And so I just want to say once again, thank you for the very, very, very important work that you do, because these are the things that are saving incredible amounts of taxpayer dollars, because they end up not going into a higher cost form of care. And but more important than that, it makes people's lives so much better. So thank you.
Thanks, Patty. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
I wanted to add to that from a different perspective, because I don't know if the residents of this community even realize I didn't know what CareChest was. And years ago, my in-laws, who we've lost in the last year in their 90s, were here for graduation, for college graduation. And they weren't in wheelchairs or walkers yet, but it was just too much walking and too much for them to be trying to go up to the university and go through graduation. And I was really, happily, we found CareChest, and all we needed was a wheelchair and a walker to get them to and from. So it was a temporary thing that we didn't need permanent long-term solutions, but in a short-term solution that people might have, or they might have an injury that they only needed their equipment for a short time. It was a really nice resource that I was never aware of. So I think that's something for other people maybe listening to realize that you're there for short-term needs also, which helped us out dramatically, and I appreciate it.
Thanks, you guys. We obviously know we cannot get by without organizations like yourselves and the volunteerism and things that you folks do. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because it's very well, you're very well respected, and we need to have you around. So please stick around. Thanks.
25 more years.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go. Patty, you can do that standing on your head. Come on. All right, next is a presentation of Hunger Action Month. Is there someone here to accept this? Come on down, sir. Okay, I'll go ahead and read it, and then I'll present it to you, sir. Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of grave concern in the United States and the city of Sparks, Nevada, and whereas the city of Sparks, Nevada is committed to taking steps to raise awareness about the need to combat hunger in every part of our state and to provide additional resources that citizens of Nevada need. And whereas the city of Sparks, Nevada is committed to working with Food Bank of Northern Nevada in educating people about the role and importance of food banks in addressing hunger and raising awareness of the need to devote more resources and attention to hunger issues. And whereas more than 1 in every 4 children in Northern Nevada rely on food provided by the members of the Food Bank of Northern Nevada annually. And whereas the members of the Food Bank of Northern Nevada distributed more than 12.8 million pounds of food in 2014 through its network of food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other community organizations. And whereas food banks across the country, including the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, will host numerous events throughout the month of September to bring awareness and attention to encourage involvement in efforts to end hunger in their local communities. Now, therefore, I, Gino R. Martini, Mayor of the City of Sparks, Nevada, do hereby proclaim September 2015 as Hunger Action Month and call this observance to attention of our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank all of you for your continued support.
Thank you, sir. Give us your name, too.
I will. I'm sorry. My name is Shane Piccini. I'm Government Relations for the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, and the City of Sparks has been for a very long time a great partner of the Food Bank. We're appreciative of your support. I will have you know that during the summer food program, the summer for which the mayor and a couple of you have come out and helped us serve meals in the past, we have doubled the number of kids that we served this year. So, and if you are unfamiliar, our service area is about 90,000 square miles. So we go from Susanville and Chester down to Mammoth, and then on over to the Utah border just above Tonopah. So, and you can look forward to an update from me on some of the legislative stuff that we're working on. I'm in the process of getting some new information today about what Congress is doing, and I will send that to you.
And it was Shane?
Shane.
Shane, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much. You guys have a great organization that do a lot of good stuff, too, so
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I appreciate it.
Comments? No.
Okay.
Presentation, Veterans Memorial and Fundraiser Dinner. Ron Smith. Oh, and Christopher, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Pretty intimidating group.
Different from down there, huh?
Yeah, a little.
Anytime.
You
Please.
usually do.
Anytime.
So,
just like when he's up here.
This memorial started out as some flags across the bridge, and of course it's morphed into this amazing memorial. I think it's up, not on the screen yet. But first of all, I'd like to thank Charlene Bybee. She's been a big help in this. Yes. Christopher Dare is a busy man. Washoe County, actually the state and our federal legislators out there, they've really been supportive of this project. We've got a $1.6 million nut to crack, and I think we'll be able to do that. This thing is so important. And I think that not too many times in somebody's life when they get to do something that's worthwhile like this. So, Chris, if you want to start out.
Yeah, when we came together, just the need is so huge. It's something that we can see something of a legacy almost laid in place for us right here in Sparks. And so it's pretty exciting. So we'll just begin. The Nevada Veterans Memorial is designed to preserve and honor the legacy of our fallen troops and veterans. And for those who have served, it's wonderful because we get to not just honor those in our area, but it's for the whole state. And I wasn't aware of this, but Charlene the other day was talking, and from my understanding, this is possibly one of the first of this kind that honors the 838 Gold Star veterans for a whole state in one thing. So Nevada always has a leading edge on a lot of things, but this is probably one to be very honored, even more so than some of the other things. This memorial will be placed on the corner of Gregg and the new Veterans Memorial Parkway Bridge, what would be known as before the Southeast Connector. And as you come off there, you'll see there's a sign there that tells you exactly where it's at. But it is definitely there to honor the 838 Gold Star veterans, which means someone gave their life in the line of duty, and this is since we became a state. So it's pretty wonderful to see that.
You know, and to me, the sacrifice that this state has made since 1864 is amazing. 838 fallen service members, when in 1864 we had less than 400,000 people living in this state, and we still don't have that big of a population for the sacrifice we've made.
This memorial is going to, there you go, you see where it's going to be, right there on the right-hand side. Our goal is to have this finished as the whole Parkway Bridge and the whole connector is finished. We want this at that time. So as long as all the things go right, we're looking about 2 to 3 years. And so that's our hope. If you look at the aerial view, you'll see this, and we have different trees on there. Each one, there's 16 counties plus 17, including Carson City. And we want this to be something that's functional for the whole state, not just something right here in Sparks. But it is really great to be here with you guys because obviously we love Sparks, and this is something exciting that we get to be a part of. But it really is something we can honor many. When you first walk up, you're going to get to see where you see the boots and the gun and the helmet, showing that this is hallowed ground. And we think that's real important for a few reasons. One is just to really give memory to those who gave their life. But I also think educational-wise, one of the things we don't always do very well with our next generation is remind them of the sacrifice that was put together so they could have the freedoms they have. And I believe that's what our hope is with this.
You know, and if I'd have known that when I went into the Veterans Memorial in Washington that I'd come out bawling like a baby, I had no idea. So if we can achieve half of that here, then it'll be a success to honor our veterans. The memorial is designed to be a place of reflection and ceremony.
There will be 6 benches on here representing each branch of the military, and so we'll have that where they get honored. We have 3 different flags that will be on there, the U.S. flag, Nevada flag, and then our Gold Star flag will be flying. And then the neat thing we're doing, there's a few different ways that we're raising money. One of the really becomes almost the staple of the whole thing. The foundational portion is the selling of the bricks, and we made it to where they're not very expensive. For a small one, they're $100. For the next size, $250, and then we have some corporate ones we're doing for $500. If we sell all of those bricks that we're thinking, and I shamelessly don't mind raising money, so we'll put bricks all the way down the sidewalk if necessary, but we'll do whatever we can. But it really includes everybody. $100 is something that many people can do and get their name on this. So it really is not just, we just don't just have a big corporate come in and give us $1 million, which isn't bad if you're listening right now and you want to give us $1 million. But at the same note, we can really make this something that everyone can be a part of. And
you do not have to be a veteran to buy a brick. You can buy one to honor your family, your in-laws, whoever you want to honor. And one thing we're doing that's special, if you're a veteran and cannot afford a brick, we will buy you a brick. Every veteran that wants a brick deserves a brick, so we'll take care of that.
Here's a little closer perspective, and obviously these are artist renderings. We've looked at this for quite some time. I think we can almost see it done, though we're a few years out, but it's pretty exciting. On the memorial wall, and we'll actually have every name listed there, and then each year when we come together on the Gold Star weekend, that's the final weekend of September, we will, once this is put together, we'll actually have a memorial service out there. And if anybody that year, hopefully not, but someone gave their life, we'll add them at that time. And if not, then we'll just take the time to honor those who gave.
You know, we pray that we don't have any new members. So we'll have a ceremony one way or the other each year. What was it? Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me go back?
Yeah, was it? I've been asked a question a lot about if we had members in the Civil War, if we sent any soldiers to fight in that war, and which side would they be on? Well, we did send over 1,200 cavalry troops, but they never did engage in the war. They dealt with Indian skirmishes along the trails coming into Nevada. So I'm sure we lost some people in there, but I don't know their names, but they'll be on that memorial also.
Now, this monument will be right in the middle, and we've originally looked at putting an actual soldier or something, but the difficult part about that is we're representing all the branches, and they all look a bit different, and then also we have male and female soldiers that we want to honor, and to make one, to make a statue would be very difficult to honor it all. So we really decided to go back to the Nevada portion, and our architects came up with this.
And those slabs are, they use the number 36 throughout this memorial. The slabs are sitting at an 18-degree angle to each other, which represents 36 degrees. They're also 7 inches apart, which represents Nevada as the 7th largest state in the Union area-wise. A lot of symbolism.
So one of the things that really excites me, and I get the honor of working with students and helping to educate students, is this bridge. This bridge is going to be all the way along the way. It'll have different plaques and signs representing different battles that we've been in since we become a state. So imagine taking a group of students and dropping them off, maybe with a little sheet of paper to have them do some fact finding, and you drop them off at one side, and they get to walk the bridge. They get to learn of all the different battles, the things that Nevada's been and has done, so they can have this freedom, and then they get to walk onto the monument. So this bridge I think becomes a pretty important piece to the whole thing. It tells the whole story, and then they get to come and see the sacrifice.
Included there will be naval ships from the state of Nevada that have been commissioned. We'll also have, and I'll call it a Vista Point. It'll be a point in the center of the bridge where if you were driving up Tahoe and you go to the Vista Point, they'll have plaques of what you're looking at. We'll have jets that point to Reno, wherever we're trying to describe. So it's a pretty big part of our educational program, and we hope to have schools out there all the time.
We have 3 main ways of giving, if people want to know. The bricks are a huge part of it, and I do hope that people get excited about that, because it's a small way that everyone can really put this together. We'll do yearly benefit dinners. This one coming up is on September 25th, and in a moment we'll tell you a little bit more about that. But in the future, we'll have a benefit dinner here and in Vegas. So next year at this time, we will have one planned both places on the same night, and it will be a definite statewide fundraising effort. And so some of that is already in the works, and it's pretty exciting watching it go on. And then individuals, businesses, and corporates have already started stepping up and giving of some corporate funds. and that's very exciting. So we're still looking, obviously, $1.6 million. That includes building this and then having some money to make sure some of the needed repairs, possible maintenance is there. And then we'll continue to have these as we go to make sure we still have the funds needed. And that brings us to the 25th, which we're really excited about.
Mm-hmm. Our first fundraiser is Friday, September the 25th at the Pepper Mill. It starts at 6 o'clock. You can buy a table for the dinner at $800, or you can buy individual seats at $100. We've got a great program. Our guest of honor is General Robert Herbert from Nevada. He also works for Harry Reid. And our keynote speaker is General Abizad. He lives in Carson City, and once you meet this gentleman or read both of them, matter of fact, their qualifications, you'll be simply amazed that we have state. All proceeds go to the building of this monument, and we're just getting started. It is a big lift, but we've got the right people in place. And I forgot to thank RTC too. They've donated the area for us to be able to put that, and they've been fronting us some of the money to get the designs built and everything else. We'll be paying them back, but it's privately funded. And another this is not part of the memorial, but on the far end of Southeast Connector, which will soon be called the Veterans Parkway, there's a roundabout down there. It's a City of Reno, and it hasn't been, it's sagebrush, that's all it is. This is the 100th year of World War I, so we're going to build a monument down there too. It's not part of this, but we'll get it done somehow.
It's been pretty exciting, too. We were just meeting with the Reno Council the other day. They got very excited about it and very much supportive. They'll be there at the dinner. Washoe County's been very supportive, and even Carson City. Anywhere we go and we talk about this, really, for the most part, I mean, people not only are saying, go for it, but how can we help? How can we get involved? And so it definitely has the big picture we're hoping for, and now it's just a matter of getting all the fun work done. But it's been a pretty wonderful time. You can go online to get your tickets. So you can definitely go online and call us if you don't like doing stuff online. But if you're listening and you want to go online, you can register for your table. You can buy a seat, or you can buy a table. One of the things we're doing at every table is there'll be actually a veteran at your table that gets to come and eat for free. And I'm real excited about that. Now, they're assigned veterans, so please don't show up and say you're a veteran. We appreciate that. But they're assigned veterans at the tables. And so, but we will have a veteran there that we have brought in, and they get to sit down with the guests that you bring in. And that's just another way to honor what we're doing and remember what this is about. So I think that's real important.
That concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions from anybody? Okay. Go ahead, Ed.
Pretty cool idea, guys. This is going to be wonderful. So I'm going to tell you, I want to buy a corporate brick from you, and I'd like to sponsor 2 of your vets for the dinner.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you, Ed. Thank you. And I know there's millions of people out there watching this, so we'll give them the website, which is www.oldskool.nevadaveteransmemorial.org. And thanks for having us here today. Thank you.
Great, you guys. We appreciate it. This is a great project to undertake. It's going to take a while, but people jump in. When we got stuff for veterans, all you have to do is tell them that. And there's a lot of people that just want to do things for veterans, which is the right thing to do.
And this area has been very supportive, and they always step up to the plate for things like this. So we're excited.
Yeah, whenever you need something, there's the people of Northern Nevada. They're there. They're there.
Charlene, do you want to say anything? I know that you've
been working hard on it.
Ron's got a comment, and then Charlene.
The simplest of things, a couple of years ago, I saw this project get started, and you guys and your group have stepped to the plate, and I know there's an awful lot of work that you've done and a lot more to go, and the simplest things I can do is just say thank you. Thank you for all your time and effort. The community appreciates it.
Thank you.
I would just like to, besides inviting people here today, to attend and people that are watching, to spread the word on the dinner. It's a week from Friday, so it's quick. We also need auction items. I'm doing silent auction, so I'll do a pitch for silent auction. If you have any donations you'd like to, please contact me. And we're still accepting items through early next week of different packages from all different price points on the auction, because that will help generate some funds also. And that would be greatly appreciated. And we are going to be going statewide. We haven't, besides just Vegas, there'll be veterans from every county in the state that will be listed on that wall. So really, we want buy-in from every community in Nevada, and we will be traveling to different towns. My husband's from Ely, so I'll do the Ely run, probably all the cities on the way there, to do presentations to communities so they're aware of the project, so when they come to Reno, they can come visit the memorial, and so that they too could get involved, even in small ways, Girl Scout groups, Boy Scout groups, to help pitch in and feel like they've bought into this project. I think it has potential for being a statewide buy-in from people across the state of Nevada, and that's the thing that excites me a lot too, is that the group effort is exciting to see.
And thanks for your help, Charlene. You've been amazing.
We do have invitations for anybody who would like them. Actually, Ron has a whole box he's supposed to get rid of within a week, so he would love for you to take one, I'm sure, or 5. But if you'd like one, please make sure that you grab. Yeah, there you go. Anybody would like one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Is that it? Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, next is a presentation, Community Foundation of Western Nevada Reno Youth Network. Come on up, sir. Just give us your name for the record, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Nit Sheeker, and I'm currently serving as an AmeriCorps Vista at the Community Foundation of Western Nevada. So, in case you may be unfamiliar with the Community Foundation, we are a local nonprofit that specializes in charitable giving, working with donors, and connecting people who care with causes that are important to them. Now, another component of what we do with the project I'm specifically working on is our Youth Network Initiative. And this is a community-wide project addressing the needs of youth who are homeless, aging out of foster care, or maybe runaways. And the reason why I'm here today is I'd like to talk about one of the resources that we developed as a response to the initiative. So, the Community Foundation's role has really been to be a neutral convener and identify where there may be gaps in potential services, getting all the different service providers, any stakeholders who are invested in this issue to develop cohesive policies together. We didn't want to go in and reinvent the system, but rather to make it easier to navigate for young people. So really one of the first gaps that we found is not that there really is a shortage of resources in our community. I think one of the great things about our area is that there are so many different providers who really care about our community's vulnerable youth. The difficulty, though, that we found is that many young people do not know where to go to find that information. Not that there's a shortage of resources, but it's hard to know exactly what is available, where they can receive the help. So the first resource that we identified and created was an online resource guide to make it easy to find information for young people in need. Now, I will go ahead and load up the website to provide a tutorial on it. We wanted to make it as easy to use as possible. And it is called, the website is called renoyouthnetwork.com. And I know that the name may be misleading, especially presenting to the Sparks City Council. However, this is a service of all the different resources throughout Washoe County. So we have approximately 210 different service providers. So here's the website, and as I explained, we really just wanted to make it as easy to use as possible. So hopefully this might be something that is useful for you if in the event you are interacting with a young person who is in need and you're not quite sure what resources are available for them. So on the home page of the website, we only ask for 3 pieces of information. What is your sex, male or female, your age, and then your specific needs. So, for example, we could do a simple search, say that we're male, we are 18 years old, and we are looking for housing. And so when we enter this in, what pops up is a table that identifies all the different service providers who could help a male who's 18 years old looking for housing. And on the website, we have the list in table view, so it has the basic information, the name, address, phone number, hours, services, and then if there are any keywords on the resource. And then if you wanted more detailed information, what you could do, say for example we were going to look at the Central Reno Family Resource Center. When you click on more, you can see a detailed listing of all the requirements of the organization. The reason for having this is, let's say that you need an identification, you need parental signature, that way you know of all the requirements prior towards going for that service. So really, it's just something that we wanted to create so that we can bridge those gaps in service providers, and it really covers a variety of issues. So it could be anything from medical care, housing, education, and then also tutoring, things like that. So pretty much anything. There are 210 different service providers that we have listed on the website. And when I talk about this being an electronic resource guide, one of the common questions is, well, if you are working with the population of youth who are homeless, why would you have it as a website? If they are homeless, are they going to be able to access a computer? Well, the interesting thing, though, with the demographic is the prevalence of smartphones. So even if they may not have a stable home environment, they most likely have a smartphone in which they can go to load up the resource guide. And they can get very creative, very resourceful in finding places where there's free public Wi-Fi that they can load up the website. So we do know that it is being used by youth who are in need. And the other thing, too, is I know that lots of different service providers, maybe some schools, they might have a binder full of different resources. The thing that we have noticed with that, though, is that the information can quickly get outdated. So by keeping this resource guide electronically, we're able to ensure that everything is up to date. We heard so many different anecdotes from youth that they might have been referred to one service provider, they spend a couple hours walking across town to get there, and then they realize that the address had changed, or maybe that the phone number was invalid. And so with this population, trust is a big issue. So once they see that they had a bad referral, they may be discouraged from seeking any form of professional help, which is really the exact opposite thing that we want for them. So hopefully this is a useful resource for all of you. And the idea behind it is you don't have to be an expert on all the services throughout Washoe County. You can get on RenoYouthNetwork.com and enter in the information. So if you have to refer a young person to help, this is an easy tool for you to do it. So that basically concludes my presentation about the resource guide, but are there any questions from any of you? Okay.
Another resource, these guys are trying to shut me up and I won't do it. Another great resource that we need, especially for young people. I think it's really, really good that we, and thanks for coming out. It's all about letting people know where these things are, because people out there that need them, they don't know where they're at. We get phone calls all the time, and sometimes we don't know where to send them or how to help them. We can't sometimes, but this is good that we know now where to send some young people for things. So perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, down to business. Consent items. Anybody want to pull a consent item 8.1 through 8.9? Mr. Schmidt.
Approve items 8.1 through 8.9 as outlined by staff.
A second, Ms. Ratty.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Schmidt, seconded by Ms. Ratty to approve consent items 8.1 through 8.9. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Mr. Lawson.
I'm not flashing it. I'm voting A.
Okay, let the audience show that it's Mr. Lawson has voted yay on this, and it's 5-0 unanimous support. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to general business. 9.1, consideration and possible approval of the mayor's recommendation of the reappointment of Sparks Planning Commissioner Doug Bowles to the Regional Planning Commission from the following potential appointees: George Camarata, Mitch Nowicki, Frank Peterson, and Doug Bowles. And the appointment of Planning Commissioner George Camarata as an alternate to the same from the following potential appointees: George Camarata, Mitch Nowicki, and Frank Peterson. Questions on the appointments? Okay, if not, looking for a motion. Mr. Lawson.
Move to approve the mayor's appointments as read.
We have a second, Mr. Smith.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Smith to approve 9.1 as outlined by staff. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. You're back in the game. Passes unanimously. Okay, 9.2, speed hump. Consideration and possible approval of a contract to Spanish Springs Construction for the 2016 street rehabilitation. Unit 2, bid number 1516-004, PWP-WA-2015-254. It's a long one. How'd you remember that? In the amount of $691,444. Mr. Erickson, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. John Erickson, Transportation Manager. As the mayor just indicated, this is a contract with Spanish Springs Construction for the 2016 street rehab for Unit 2. Where this project is located is north of Prater Way and just to the east of Howard. The engineer's estimate on the project was $710,000. And we've got a low bid from Spanish Springs Construction for $691,444. Staff is recommending that council award the contract to Spanish Springs Construction.
Questions for John? Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. John, my only question has to do with traffic control, because I'm experiencing it in my neighborhood right now, and it's something we can sit down and talk to the contractor about. You know, they go into these neighborhoods and there's no parking on all these streets because obviously they got work to do. Then you flood the area with employees to do the work and the available spaces in the rest of the neighborhood. And so what you have is you have the neighbors that aren't affected by the construction now affected by the inundation of it. If there's some way that the contractors can work out of where they're going to park at and bring employees in or something else, because really what you do is you end up doubling the size of the project affecting the neighborhood. It's bad enough with the traffic. I understand. Everybody understands that. It's just that, you know, when now you got neighbors complain because people are parking in front of their driveway and you find out it's the concrete guy working three streets up. You know,
yeah, we did run into a situation on the Unit 1 project where a gal was trying to get her kids to school the first day. And so we're working with the contractor to make sure that when they're in and around the area to make sure that they notify the residents. With regards to access for the residents, if there's concrete work in and around their driveways, we make sure we plate those so they can have access to their driveway. And so we will work closely with the contractor to make sure that we minimize impacts to the residents.
What I'm talking about is the residents that aren't that there's no construction going on in front of the house. Like I can say the other day I got home and there was a vehicle from Missouri parked right half into my driveway. It was a concrete guy down the street working on another street. It wasn't even in front of my house because my street's not being tore up, but the other streets are. So what they're doing is they're impacting other residences that aren't directly being affected, and so there has to be some education from the the contractor that people he hires, they have to park their vehicles in places that that aren't going to be impacting the residents.
Sure. We do have a pre-construction meeting with Spanish Springs prior to the start of the construction, and this will be a point that we will bring up during that
Thank you.
Pre-construction meeting.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Anyone else? Be looking for motion? Mr. Smith.
Move to approve 9.2 as presented.
Ms. Bybee.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Smith, seconded by Ms. Bybee to approve agenda item 9.2. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Thank you. You up again, John? Okay, 9.3, consideration and possible approval of a contract to Raymond Brothers Construction for the Rock Park Restoration Restroom Building Project. Bid number 1516.005, PWP number WA-2015-255, in the total amount of $469,000. Go ahead, Brian.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of the City Council. For the record, my name is Brian Kaysen, Capital Projects Manager for for the City of Sparks. I'm here today to present the Rock Park Restroom Building Project for consideration and possible approval to Raymond Brothers Construction. There were 3 bids opened on August 26th, and basically Mount Rose Heating and Air Conditioning provided the lowest responsible bid at $469,900. The project will provide a new masonry restroom facility along with the storage facility in the back of it and drinking fountains. And then part of the project also, a major portion of the project, is a new lift station and force main, which will be running basically from the side of this building up here. It's hard to, right there. It'll run from right there across Rock Boulevard. This is Rock Boulevard into Rock Park. And basically it's going to be a pipe that's drilled underneath Rock Park so we don't damage the roadway and have to open up the roadway and cause problems there. It's being funded by a grant that is administered through Washoe County, and they had funding available for the project for projects that are along the Truckee River, which provided the funding for this much-needed restroom facility over at Rock Park. With that being the end of my presentation, I will answer any questions that you may have.
Questions, Mr. Schmidt?
In your presentation, you said that Mount Rose Heating and Air Conditioning was low bid. In the report,
Oh, I'm sorry. Raymond Brothers.
Raymond Brothers.
I had something else on my mind here.
All right. Make
Raymond
sure
Brothers.
we had not awarding the contract to the wrong place. Also, in big red letters, it says over budget. But you're saying you have $480,000 available and you're going for a contract of $469,000.
It's
Is it considered over budget?
You know, I'm not sure why it says over budget, because actually we do have $480,000 in there. We do have budget available for it, and I'll have to check on that. It may just be because it's a grant and the way everything's pushed through.
This is not an advance warning to the council, we're going to go over budget on the project?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Oh, okay, all right.
No.
Thank you.
It does have budget available, and like I said, there was $530,000 for the grant, minus some consulting fees and that sort of thing. But
thank you.
Mr. Lawson.
Is this a new restroom there at Rock Park?
it's a new restroom. They did have one prior to the Whitewater Park going in, but that was torn down for whatever reason. I honestly don't know the
Because
reason.
it should have been.
Yeah.
Because it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, looking for a motion. Ms. Bybee.
I move to approve a contract to Raymond Brothers Construction for the Rock Park Restroom Building Project in the total amount of $469,900.
Do I have a second? Ms. Ratty.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Bybee, seconded by Ms. Ratty. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Okay, next, do we have closed door, Steve?
No, sir.
Bonus comments. Comments from the public. Anyone in the public like to speak? If you do, fill out a card and we'll get you on. No one? Comments from the city council and city manager. Mr. Driscoll.
Thank you. I have an announcement. The following committee appointments are available. The Enterprise Fund Advisory Committee, one member of the residential construction industry for a 2-year term, one member of the commercial development industry for a 3-year term, and one member of the construction industry for a 4-year term. All subsequent appointments will be for 4 years. Persons interested in serving on this committee should complete a community service application available from the city clerk's office. You may also apply online at the city's website, www.cityofsparks.us. Click on City Services on the webpage, then click on Volunteering, Get Involved, and then you would click on City of Sparks Volunteer Application link. Applications will be accepted until the close of business on October 16th, 2015.
Okay, anyone else? Comments? Okay, seeing no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you.